Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, man, I want to talk to you guys about LeBron James and some of the comments that LeBron James has made. This man continues to embarrass himself with the comments that he's always making, man. It's laughable, man. And LeBron James said in this article that he could play, if he really wanted to, for another 5 to 7 years. That's what he's saying, because he's playing at a high level. And if he really wanted to, he could play for another 5 to 7 seasons, guys. That's right. This man literally said that he could play for another 5 to 7 years if he really wanted to, because he's playing at a high level right now. And we're going to talk about, because this is laughable. Once again, LeBron James not living in reality. This man refuses to have any self-awareness. He really believes that he's playing at a high level. He really believes that he could play for another 5 to 7 years. Are you kidding me, man? We're going to talk about this video, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled, man. Shout out to everybody in the membership. Everyone that's, donated into my channel, that subscribes, that likes my videos, that shares my videos. You guys leaving the comments, man. It means a lot. Thank you to all you guys out there, man. I want to send a special thanks out to my man, Kay. I believe his name is Enrique. Shout out to my man, Kay, for once again coming through with the super thanks, man. Thank you very much. Like I said, guys, I am truly, truly humbled, man. Much respect to all you guys. Happy New Year to everyone out there, man. Thank you, guys. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, Happy New Year to everybody out there, man. I'm bringing to you guys on New Year's Eve. So much respect to everybody out there. And so, yes, guys, like I said, man, we're going to talk about some of the comments that LeBron James made. I believe it was the other day that I saw this article last night that LeBron James talked about he could play another 5 to 7 years, guys. That's right. You heard me correctly. LeBron James said that he could play for another 5 to 7 years if he really wanted to, guys. These are exact words. I wrote down the exact comment from the article. To be honest, if I really wanted to, I could probably play this game at a high level for another 5 to 7 years. That was exact words from LeBron James in this article that I read. Once again, promoting this longevity of LeBron James. He's playing at a high level still. He's not playing at a high level. I don't understand this idea, this notion that LeBron James is playing at a quote-unquote high level. What high level is he playing at? I keep telling you guys the same thing. LeBron James has not won an MVP in his 30s. Not in his 30s, guys. Not over the last 3 years or the last 4 or 5 seasons. He has not won an MVP in his 30s, guys. He just turned 40. So you're talking about over 10 years, he hasn't won an MVP? That's playing at a high level, is it not? Once again, LeBron James, also I've told you guys, has not made the all-defensive team in his 30s. Not over the last 2 or 3 seasons or over the last 5 years. Since he turned 30, this man hasn't sniffed an all-defensive team, guys. The man just turned 40. So once again, we're talking about over 10 seasons now. LeBron James has been in the NBA playing. No all-defensive team, no NBA, no MVPs during this time. But LeBron James says he's playing at a high level. What championships has LeBron James won over the last several seasons? Has he won any championships? He's won any championships. The Lakers have been irrelevant over the last several years. They won a bubble championship in 2020, guys. 2020. And once again, that was years ago, and no one validates that championship. Does anyone give any validation to that championship? The fraudulent championship with no travel, no visiting teams, no people, no fans in the stands. Are you kidding me, man? And that Mickey Mouse resort? No one respects that championship except for LeBron James. Because remember, he was the one saying how hard it was. Oh, man, the bubble, that's the most difficult championship. Because LeBron James needs to pump himself up and what he did to make it seem like it was a hard championship world. Remember, he said, oh, we came back from 3-1 deficit. I came back from 3-1 deficit. I'm the greatest. That made me the greatest in the world of all time. Because you came back from 3-1 deficit by yourself. Kyrie Irving didn't go out there and drop 27 points a game on Steph Curry. He did not outplay Steph Curry. The rest of your teammates did not step up. It was just LeBron James out there, right? He was just destroying the Warriors all by himself. Kyrie Irving didn't hit the biggest shot in Cleveland Cavaliers history, did he? No, he didn't do that. That made LeBron James the greatest of all time, man. So once again, what championships have LeBron James won in recent memory, man, that were actually real championships? What championship has LeBron James won without a super team? Never won a championship without a super team, guys. I love when people tell me the 2020 Lakers wasn't a super team, and then they try to talk about the players and what they did and where they were in their careers. I've told you guys what, and everyone knows a quote-unquote super team is not just about the guys on the team, how great the guys are. Oh, they're super team because they have all these MVP caliber players. No, it's about how the team is formed up, the intentions behind that. Right? Those intentions were to form a team up to win a championship. You had Anthony Davis request a trade, and they're going to sit there and try to tell me the 2020 Lakers wasn't a super team? He didn't get Anthony Davis legit. That wasn't legit. The man literally requested a trade to go join LeBron James. The New Orleans Pelicans gift-wrapped Anthony Davis. Who did the Pelicans get? They got Brandon Ingram? That's who they got for Anthony Davis? Who did they get? Once again, man, it was gift wrap for LeBron James, man. That's a super team. You bring in Dwight Howard, you bring in Rajon Rondo. That's a super team that you built up, man, that you had formed up. Anthony Davis saving LeBron James, man. Once again, the 2016 Lakers, Cavaliers were a super team. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love. Once again, it's not just the players that you had, but it was also the reasons and the way it came about. Remember, Kevin Love was not going to be there. But LeBron James demanded they trade Andrew Wiggins, the #1 pick in the draft that everybody was fighting for. He demanded that they trade him for Kevin Love. He wasn't going to go there. LeBron James was not going to Cleveland without Kevin Love, guys. Understand that. That's a super team, man. You're building up a team, right? You're trying to finagle things, right? And finesse the league. You know, take a shortcut. And that's what LeBron James did. The Miami Heat, we all get that. So he hasn't won a legit championship in his career, but he hasn't even been to a finals over the last 5 seasons. So you're playing at such a high level that your team isn't playing every year? What are we talking about here? It's just LeBron James running his mouth once again. And guys, the key here, I wrote down a couple of things that he said. He said, we're a very good team, talking about the Lakers. He said the Lakers were a very good team, which is hilarious because didn't they just trade D'Angelo Russell, but they're a good team? It doesn't make any sense. Remember, every single season they keep talking about the Lakers are not good. They have all this, they need all this help, they need more guys. Remember that. But LeBron James says that they're a good team, even though every year that he's been there, they've been playing. Essentially every single season, I told you, except for that bubble year, they were playing every single season, or they didn't even make the playoffs, guys. It's one or the other. But he says they're a very good team. I doubt that. They're a good team with LeBron James not on the court. With LeBron James not there, they're a good team. With LeBron James there, they're not a good team. And once again, he said at the end of this article, they were talking about him staying in Los Angeles. Is he going to stay in Los Angeles, for the rest of his career? I don't know how much longer he thinks he's playing. Apparently, he thinks he's playing 5 to 7 more seasons, or that he could play 5 to 7 more seasons. But he talked about, that's the plan. That was his comment. That's the plan, to stay in LA and finish out his career in LA. Remember, LeBron James also said that was the plan for him to play all 82 games this season. Remember? Oh, that's my plan. My plan is to play all 82 games. No one wants to hear about what you're planning on doing, LeBron James, because once again, LeBron James is all talk, right? He talks a good game, but he don't walk it. So he talks the talk, he don't walk the walk. Remember LeBron James' leadership style. Do as I say, not as I actually do. So he'll say something like that's the plan to stay in LA. Meanwhile, we're hearing rumors that he's trying to go play with Golden State and go play with Steph Curry. Like, we've heard all of these rumors. Right? They need to make more trades now again for LeBron James to try to have one more run at a championship. Remember, you've seen that article. So once again, if the Lakers are that good, then why do they need to make these moves? If that's the plan to stay in LA, why are we hearing suspicions about you going to Golden State or you maybe going there? It doesn't add up. They're talking about, they got to make some moves to get LeBron James one more championship run. LeBron James is not leading any team anywhere. I've told you guys that. Those days is long gone. Long gone, man. He's not leading a team anywhere. If the Lakers were to win a championship, like I said at the beginning of the season, even if they were to win a championship, it's not going to be because of LeBron James. It'll be despite LeBron James. So as I told you, he's in a lose-lose situation, guys. If the Lakers win the championship this season, guys, I guarantee, I'm telling you guys right now, LeBron James ain't going to be the finals MVP, man. He's not going to be the reason why they were there or why they won. It will be because of Anthony Davis. That'll literally be the reason why they got there and why they won. It's because of Anthony Davis. He's clearly the best player on the team. If LeBron James is going to win, it's got to be because of Anthony Davis. And because he won't allow that, he'll never win. Those are the facts. You think he's going to be on a team that Anthony Davis leads them and wins finals MVP? You think LeBron James wants that on his resume? That he got carried to a championship by Anthony Davis? He don't want that. He can't have that. Then he loses all of his arguments. His fan club will lose all their arguments that they try to make against Michael Jordan and some of his other all-time greats when he's out there getting carried to an NBA championship. There's a movie called, Oh my God, I just got The Count of Monte Cristo. I was about to say I had a brain fart there. I couldn't remember the name. There's a movie called The Count of Monte Cristo. Now, there's been several versions of this movie. The one that I'm talking about is the one with Jim Caviezel in it. And what's the other guy's name? Guy Pearce, I want to say his name. They're the two main characters in the movie. And I believe it came out in like 1990 or in the 90s. I want to say it came out. The Count of Monte Cristo, very good movie. The story alone is a very good story with a great meaning behind it. But anyway, in the movie, towards the end of the movie, Guy Pearce, who was, essentially the villain of the movie, and Jim Caviezel, who's essentially the hero of the movie, they have to have a fight to the death essentially at the end. But at one point at the end of the movie, Guy Pearce basically escapes, right? He gets away on horseback and he's riding away on the horse. And he stops his horse, and then he comes back and he basically calls out Jim Caviezel to come out and fight to the death essentially. And when Jim Caviezel comes out, Guy Pearce says to him, now, I couldn't live in a world where you had everything and I had nothing. That's essentially LeBron James, man. He can't live in a world where Michael Jordan is recognized as the greatest of all time. He refuses to live in this reality. He can't do it. Just like Guy Pearce in the movie Count of Monte Cristo, he couldn't just ride away and escape and just, ride off into the sunset essentially as a villain who escaped, right? He couldn't do it. He actually had to stop. He came back and was like, listen, man, one of us has to die because I can't live in a world where you have everything and I have nothing. I can't do it. I won't live in this reality. And that's LeBron James and his fans. They refuse to live in the reality of the world, the facts of the world. This is why they can't dispute my videos. This is why they make weird emotional statements all the time. That's all it is for LeBron James fans. I mean, listen to Nick Wright speak, or Shannon Sharp, or Colin Cowherd, or Kendrick Perkins. They're not speaking from a place of historical perspective or context or educating you. They're giving you a bunch of weird emotional statements about how they feel about LeBron James versus XYZ. They can never give you the facts. They must bend the reality. They must form these narratives to fit their story, to fit their world, right? To fit their reality. But that's not the truth of the matter. And one of the things that really pissed me off about what LeBron James said here, sometimes it's the wording, guys. It's the wording that you say these things. When he says, if I really wanted to, that really pisses me off. You know why that pisses me off, guys? Because once again, LeBron James makes it seem as if he can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants to. And it's only because he doesn't really want to that he's not going to play the 5 to 7 more years because he doesn't want to. The same thing we talk about on defense, right? LeBron James, he doesn't want to play defense. He's not playing defense. He hasn't played defense in years. Not over the last couple of years. In years, he has not played defense. Remember, it was LeBron James that said if he really wanted to, he could lead the league in scoring every year. If I wanted to, I could lead the league in scoring every year. No, you can't. You never did. You never could do this. Once again, LeBron James talks it, but he don't walk it, man. Remember, LeBron James said he could guard 1 through 5. He could guard 1 through 5, but he never does it. He doesn't do it when it matters most. Once again, where was he guarding Tony Parker in the 2007 NBA Finals? He guarded 1 through 5. He couldn't guard Tony Parker. I saw Tony Parker guarding him, but Tony Parker had him on skates. He couldn't stay in front of Tony Parker, man. Even when LeBron James was in Miami on his super stacked team, he couldn't guard Tony Parker. Remember that shot Tony Parker hit on him when he broke LeBron James' ankles and made LeBron James look stupid? He hit that game winner essentially on LeBron James. He can't guard 1 through 5. How come he didn't guard Dirk Nowitzki in 2011? He didn't shut down Dirk Nowitzki when Dirk Nowitzki was going crazy on him. How come he didn't jump Dirk Nowitzki and guard 1 through 5? How come he didn't do and guard Jason Terry? Right? How come he couldn't guard Andre Iguodala in 2015? He can't guard his position. How come he didn't guard Kevin Durant in 2017? When has LeBron James guarded his position at a high level consistently, man, for extended periods of time? He hasn't done it. So he can't guard his position, but he'll say he could guard 1 through 5. Remember, also, LeBron James told us he has to learn how to flop. Well, I guess I got to learn how to flop to get some foul calls. Are you kidding me, dude? They never call fouls against you. You always get the benefit of the doubt. Your teams always get the foul calls in their favor. But you're going to make an asinine statement that I need to learn how to flop when we've literally watched you flop all throughout your career. We've watched you do this. You must be insane. Embarrassing for LeBron James, man. These are the statements that he's made. Remember, he said coming into this season, my plan is to play all 82 games. So once again, LeBron James doesn't want to play the 82 games, right? Because that's what LeBron James, if I really wanted to do it, I could play 82 games. If I really want to do this, I can do that. So if you really want to do something, you can do it. So you never really want to do anything. So that's what you mean. You've exposed yourself once again, LeBron James. This is what I'm telling you. The things that he says, he exposed himself as not being a true competitor, as not being a real leader, or being a real true professional. So you don't want to play defense because if you could, you would have, right? You don't want to play the old 82 games because if you could, you would have, right? And when he says, if I really wanted to play at a high level, if I really wanted to play for another 5-7 years, I could play. Yes, you could maybe play for another 5-7 years. You could be on a roster, but you ain't playing nothing, dude. You ain't doing nothing. LeBron James keeps talking about the high level he's playing at. The same thing that these clowns like David McNamara and Brian Windhorst and Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright, they want you to believe LeBron James playing at a high level. But once again, you've lowered the standard because the standard is very low for LeBron James. If you're saying right now, over the last 5 years, he's been playing at a high level, then what the hell are you watching? LeBron James is not playing at a high level. Go look at how many games LeBron James has played over the last 5-6 years, guys. How many games he played? You'll see 45 games, 50-something games, 60 games. I mean, this is an absolute joke. This man's never on the court. He always has some phantom injury. So LeBron James will play half a season. He'll have fake injuries. He'll load manage. He'll walk up and down the court. He'll not play any defense, and he'll call that playing at a high level? That's LeBron James playing at a high level. I want you guys to think about that. That's how low we've lowered the standard for LeBron James. If Michael Jordan was playing this way, walking around on the court, lollygagging, standing with his hands on his hips, blowing on his hands, wiping his chest, blaming the teammates, blaming the coaches, right? Load managing, flopping all over the court. If Michael Jordan was doing this stuff, man, he wouldn't have earned the respect. Nobody would have respected this stuff, man. That wouldn't be Michael Jordan playing at a high level. No one would have been like, yeah, Michael Jordan's playing at a high level, man. Look at the way he's standing around out there. Look at the way he's walking back on D. No, what we marveled at from Michael Jordan at 39, at 40 years old on the Wizards, was the effort and the hustle he was playing with, the love of the game that he was exhibiting. We don't see this from LeBron James. Do you believe, watching LeBron James play basketball, that he loves the game? That he's a true competitor? You get that feeling from watching him? I don't get that feeling. And I don't know how you could get a feeling that you really are witnessing a true professional go out there and leave it all on the court. Because it hasn't been the case. This is why LeBron James has been able to extend his career the way he's had. Because he's been taking a back seat, load managing, lollygagging for years now. So he's been playing, like I told you guys, at like 70%, sometimes even less on the court, so that he can stand and play 5-6 more seasons. So he says if he wanted to, he could play 5 to 7 more years. Think about that, guys. 5 to 7 more years. Think about what we've been watching LeBron James do over the last 5 years. Or even the last couple of seasons. He believes that people want to watch that for another 5 years. See, LeBron James not living in reality. Will he play for another 5-7 years? Probably not. But the fact that he makes these statements is, once again, it speaks to the narcissism of him. In his mind, he has no drop-off. No drop-off in his mind. He's still playing at a high level. Think about how delusional that sounds for anyone to think, outside of LeBron James fans, that LeBron James is still playing at a high level right now. Do you call what LeBron James is doing on the court playing at a high level? Once again, you've lowered the standard. That's not a high level to me. Standing around, load managing, not playing any D, choking up all these shots. Think about LeBron James on offense. He takes a lot of bad shots. So once again, you're handcuffing your teammates. They're standing around, not knowing what to do, not knowing where they're going to get their shots, when they're going to get their shots, how many shots they're going to get. They never know these things. Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. None of these guys know what's going to happen the next game to game. LeBron James handcuffing his team, not making his teammates better, not maximizing the players around him, refusing to play in an actual system, still turning the ball over at a high level. The Lakers are still getting all these free throw assistants. Right now, this year, they're getting a lot of fouls now, right? Their starters never get fouls called against them, but the other team's stars are always in foul trouble. Always. So they're not even playing against the starters at the time. These guys are on the bench in foul trouble. LeBron James don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. He don't want to talk about the plus 500, the plus 1,000 over the last couple of years the Lakers have gotten. They don't want to talk about none of these things. They want to talk about LeBron James playing at a high level. So LeBron James is playing at such a high level, the Lakers are fighting for a play-in every single season. That's the level. That's a high level? How is that playing at a high level? What are you doing? The numbers, and in the article, they post LeBron James' numbers in his 22nd season. This is what they do. You post the stats. That mean nothing. Post the plus minus for LeBron James this year. What has he done on the court? What's the impact of those numbers? The impact's not there. The Western Conference, the Eastern Conference, the NBA overall is weak, man. It's weak. You guys can't put your finger on a great team. What powerhouse team is there? The Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the New York Knicks, the OKC Thunder, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Dallas Mavericks. Am I supposed to be impressed with these teams? No, I'm not. They're not powerhouse teams. They're not great teams. So wherever the Lakers are this year is also due in part to the weak NBA. And yet and still, LeBron James can't win the division. He can't finish outside of a play-in every year, no matter how much help he has. They talk about his numbers and the impact he has. No impact. So you read up his numbers. Oh, LeBron James averaging 23 points a game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists in his 22nd season. And he's minus 100 and what, 110? Like, really, what are we doing here? And he's clearly not the best player on his team. He's clearly being carried by Anthony Davis, who's covering up for LeBron James' deficiencies on the defensive end and the rebounding wise. The Lakers are one of the worst rebounding teams, one of the worst defensive teams, but somehow they're 18 and 13. Why is that? Because of all the free throws they get, plus all the foul calls in their favor. That's part of it, guys. And look at their schedule. They played a weak schedule, man. No one's impressed. Guys got to be kidding me in this weak NBA. Who are they playing? Playing nobody. Who, Kevin Durant's Phoenix Suns? Not impressed, man. Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves. It's an absolute joke. The teams in the era right now, over the last several years, ain't no great teams, man. There's some good teams. That's it. Good teams. Not great. So I'm not impressed. And for LeBron James to think, if he really wanted to, he could play at a high level for another 5-7 years. It's an absolute joke. He hasn't played at a high level in years. In years. Checking up 20 shots a game, not playing no D. Walking off the court early, not shaking hands, flopping around. It's an absolute joke, man. Talking about the NBA shoots too many threes. He's shooting too many threes. Talking about NFL trying to take out Christmas Day. Then LeBron James load manages. It's an absolute embarrassment, man. So you guys know the deal, man. LeBron James can't play at a high level for another 5-7 years. He can stand around the court for another 5 to 7 years. And my man A.O. Wade could put the video footage out there for another 5-7 years. If LeBron James were to decide to play, even if he played for another 2 or 3 more seasons, all that's going to do is give us more ammunition. All that's going to do is give us more stuff to talk about on YouTube, man. That's all it does, because every time you wake up, every time you turn around, LeBron James is saying something stupid. He's doing something stupid. He's exposing himself. And these comments expose him, man. Exposed. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.